Hello and welcome. I'm going to be doing a relatively short video today because I want to have a specific topic to cover, and I'm actually in the middle of two gigs right now. So I thought it'd be interesting to try to record this as I'm in the process of going from one gig to another. So the topic for today, which I'll just kind of tease early, will be I'm going to call it pit stop. But we're going to get into why that's relevant to what I'm doing right now as we cut to the title card right here. So as mentioned, I'm on a short break as I go from gig to gig. And in terms of updates, one update is I have been having a little bit more pain. I almost made the video about pain today. I thought, let's not do that. That's a downer. And also, it's actually it's like trending the right way, believe it or not, despite all this. Basically, as I might have mentioned before, I was putting a lot of force through the knuckle right here because I used to play with one finger, and now I'm playing with two. And I think there's just a tail on the recovery process of that I kind of went a little hard, and it's been hard to get it there. This buddy bind, I actually take this top one off, so they just have the one. I can move these fingers a bit more, but they stay close together. That seems to help as I'm playing actual guitar, but when I'm not playing guitar, I'm just doing this, and it does appear to be getting better. So fingers crossed, or not in this case, that it will actually get better as I go. The other little update I'm going to do before I talk about the week that was is I don't know when the next video is going to be. It might be, like, I'm going to do it every week, but it might be late because I'm going to be out of town. I'll be in Hawaii visiting friends, well, going to a friend's wedding starting Thursday this week. So basically, I could do a video before I leave, but I don't know what the video would be about in that case. Or I could do something very lo-fi on my camera. Maybe I'll record it from there, come home, edit it, post it, and maybe see it on Tuesday. So it's possible that the audio quality is going to be very different if I do that, but you'll have at least a cool background. So TBD, I don't know. Worst case, I get back, I record the video, and again, there's not going to be a lot of gigs to talk about. I have one gig next week still before I go, but beyond that, wait to see. I'm still doing these every week, but just because of logistic reasons, it's going to be hard to do it on my usual calendar just this one time. And in terms of gigs though, I had a gig on Wednesday, I had a gig on Friday, I had a gig earlier today, and I had a gig coming up. I have one this evening as I record this on Saturday. So Wednesday was back at State Street Market, which went really well. I really like playing there. I feel like I've really conquered the sounds difficulties there, and that's gone really well. Friday, I was back at Santana Row. Kind of one of the tricks to playing there, had good weather this time, is that with good weather comes sun, and with sun comes that pedal may be on or maybe isn't, and hitting a lot of bass by accident. But that's something I think there's sort of a, depending on the nature of the venue, that's not generally a big problem, but it is something I'm still adapting to, just being more suspicious of my pedals when I can't see the lights on them very well. Also may see about getting the light replaced on specifically my octave pedal, my bass, which is very hard to see in sunlight, like almost invisible. None of my other pedals are quite so hard to see. Then this morning I was back at the Chit Chat, which was really fun. It was my first weekend there in a few months. Again, delightful little spot, love playing there. That's actually what made me think about the topic that I'll be covering and then going into the next one. So I am currently, as we go through the tip, on a pit stop. I am home again. I came home, took a little nappuccino, basically a little shot of caffeine and a quick nap, because I woke up early this morning and I wanted a little more sleep. And that is basically, just kind of took advantage of that. I had 3 hours here, did some laundry, just finished thankfully, so the noise shouldn't be an issue. And just generally kind of catching up on things, taking all of my rechargeables, recharging them again, so that all my stuff is fully charged going into the next gig, emptying my tip jar, that kind of stuff. So, but the really interesting thing that I've been kind of observing over the last couple weeks, call it, is just this, how much benefit and how much efficiency you can get out of doing, I guess, just getting very efficient about time from car to venue plugged in and set up. And there's a couple parts of that. One is if you can make the trip to the car, from the car to the venue, especially if you're not like right next to the venue. For instance, Santana Row, I'm some walk away between the two. Then it's really valuable to have everything in one cartload. So I bring my Pelican case, which has all of my looping equipment. and everything I need to turn a microphone stand into my full nonsense. And then I have a separate cart, which is my rolling cart, which I have started bungeeing everything to and bringing just enough gear so that if something goes wrong, I have a little bit of failover, and then leaving some things in my car as an emergency backup. And then I just ask an audience member, hey, can you watch my stuff? And I run and get it. But that means that my setup time is greatly, like I save a whole trip back and forth to the car. Then once I actually get all my gear to my place where I'm going to be playing, assessing the situation quickly, figuring out how I want things to be positioned, because there's a degree of like, do I want, my power strip on the left, or do I want it on the right? Do I want my mixer on the left or the right? Those little things based on where I'm going to be, where I want my monitor, if I have a live monitor, or where my PA is going to be relative to me. Assessing it quickly, and then just like unpacking things directly into where they're going to go. So for instance, with the everything bungee to my cart, I start out by putting out my rug, then I put up my mic stand, and then I just start, like, if it's something I can quickly go into a slot that's already ready, I just put it on the slot. Otherwise I put it to a side and just try to get things empty so I can just get things set up quickly. And this is something that I'm sort of starting to time myself. I think of like pit crews when I think of the pit stop, where I want to get that build time down as little as possible. Like, my goal is to get to the point where I start unpacking and then 15 minutes later I'm ready to make music. I'm not there yet. I think it was about 22 minutes today when I did the chit chat, which is still pretty efficient. Compared to, like, I know like bigger bands that can be like a multi-hour process, but I don't have a lot of gear. I can run with even less. Using an in-ear wireless system saves me sitting up a monitor. I now even have a wireless plug for my guitar, or a wireless, quarter-inch system, wireless rig. That's another thing that I'm starting to use. So I have less cables to navigate. I have less things cluttering my stage, and I can kind of just get in there and get going faster. So having said that, yeah, so I've been kind of like doing this thing where I time myself, and I'd love to get to the point where I can reliably get my system set up inside of 15 minutes, and maybe I'll try to aim that even lower going forward. I asked the question of Matt Bolton, a YouTuber and local live looper, the only other one I know within, I'm sure there's others, but like within like 20 miles of here. He apparently can get himself completely set up, and his rig is much more involved than mine in like 10 minutes. So I'm trying to kind of aim for that, because when I'm able to get set up quickly, and when I'm able to get to tear down quickly, that lets me navigate challenges more easily. Like, if something goes wrong, I have more time to debug. If I need to vacate a stage for the next act, I'm that much faster at it. So just trying to get to the point where I'm able to stress, like, I navigate like traffic hits and I get there later than expected, and I'm still on time. So this is something that I'm sort of cultivating myself, just a sense of being efficient. And in fact, today, someone in the band after me at Chit Chat, because they go from like 10 to noon, and then 1 to whatever, 3 probably. But there's 1 hour there where I am shutting down, and the next band is coming up, where we're kind of in each other's business. And they were very friendly. It was not a big problem or anything like that. They were a 6-piece band, and one of them's like, this MFer is crazy organized or something like that, which I took as a particularly nice compliment, because I have been trying to really organize my stuff, where I have everything on one cart. I moved in one go. Actually, I did it in 2 trips, from the curb to inside, because there's a ramp that I don't really want to be pulling 2 heavy big objects up that ramp at the same time. It's a disaster waiting to happen. But beyond that, it was very, very fast. I have everything in. I get done my gig. I don't have to run my car to get my cart. I just have my cart just sitting there, folded up. I break it out, put things on it, and I was out of there from the time I started packing to being at my car with my gear to be put back in, 15 minutes, which is what I want to get to. So yeah, pit stop. That's kind of where I'm putting my energy right now. And it's just something that I'm finding more value than I realized was available there. So with that, I'm going to turn off the camera here. Again, don't know when the next video is going to be exactly. Will be within the realm of the normal time, but there might be a little bit of a lag, because I need to actually get my camera set up, record it, edit it, and I don't know exactly how that's going to go. And I won't have access to my usual gear until probably Monday. So with that, I hope you're doing well, and I will see you next time. Cheers.